Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of The Talk, where we will talk about a lot of things. Like, literally. Nothing specific. I'm your host this week, Amir, and I like cheese more than I like people. Today, this week, we have a very special guest who is... The drumming skill is much, it's just as good as his hair.
What?
Please welcome the lead singer for Classmate and the drummer for Black and Blues, Elham. Welcome, bro.
How are you, man?
Welcome.
How's life?
How's life? Life's
now
good.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. How's life?
Been busy with a lot of stuff. My company, High Castle Studio, and the other one is High Car Rental, and been busy recording for Black and Blues and at the same time Classmates.
Okay, that's cool. So you must know that he is the drummer for Black and Blues. If you must know about the Black and Blues, we have previous episode where we interview the lead singer of Black and Blues, and he also the lead singer for his own band called the Classmate.
Yes.
So
just Classmates.
Yeah, Classmate.
Yeah.
So so before we start, right? I would like to lay a couple of rules, right? For those you viewers out there, if you have a phone, please keep it on, right? Please keep yourself entertained. If anyone of your friends send you funny memes, forward it to me. I need some entertainment.
Yeah. You do that all the time.
Yeah, so and also I would like to give a quick shout out to our special sponsor, Maverick Pulse Studio, for allowing us to use this studio to record this episode right here. I'll leave the link to their social medias, their website, Maverick Pulse Studio, down below, so you can check out how awesome their studio is.
MP.
Okay.
MP for life.
Yep. Such an awesome studio. So thank you for being here. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So,
I'm honored to be here.
That's cool. So you have you actually like have a lot of things going on in your life. Like you have your band, like 2 bands.
Yeah.
You have your own company.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of things going on in such a small life. So how do you actually
I call it small life, short life.
Yeah, short life.
It's
short life, small life, short life. I mean, short life, small life. So 2 different things. So so tell people a little bit about yourself. Like where do you from? Like how do you?
Basically, I'm from Johor, south of Malaysia. So I was born in a town called Kota Tinggi, and currently I'm staying in KL, Selangor. And then what else do you want to know? I mean, I started playing band since I was 15 or 14 or something.
Right.
And then I started my band also at the age of, I think, around that. So I've been, and currently I'm doing this 2 businesses at the same time, which is High Castle Studio in Shah Alam, and in Subang we're doing High Car Rental for car rentals around Klang Valley.
Alright, that's cool. I mean, clearly it's not an easy thing when you have like that much in your play at the same time.
You want me to answer that?
Yeah, I mean, so it's not easy, right? So like for you to actually organize like 2 bands and 2 businesses.
Basically, right now it is much more easier than before. I mean, now we have social media. So there's a lot of most of the time my work was basically managing the business, and then at the same time I'm running like marketing plans for the company. So my work mostly I can actually stay home and still do my work because my staff is running the studio while I'm working on the marketing. So I don't think it's that hard. I think the hardest part was to be able to start something. Yeah, that's the hardest part.
Usually anything is like the beginning is the hardest.
The beginning is always the hardest. I think from time to time things are going to get harder because there's you get more employees, and then you get more issues. Like I think most of the time it's just financial issues. But once you know what to do, I think you just do the work. Yeah.
Right. So, when actually you start this company called High Castle? Which one starts with the High Castle Studio or the High Car Rental? Which one?
I started High Castle Studio. Actually, it's not a studio. Back in 2000, I registered a name, High Castle Production and Entertainment, back when I was 22. That was 2012. So at the time, I just registered the company name because I love that name so much, and then I don't want anyone to use it, and then by the time my band was we tried to register it for MECP for our songs royalties, and then we don't have any company for publishing, so I want the royalty to be ours, not anyone else. So we don't have any company, like a publisher company, and then only us. We go straight to us. So and then we registered the company because of MECP. So I had no idea what to do after that, because I was like, oh, okay, like, you know. And then funny thing was, like, my ex-girlfriend, she asked me if I want to do something lah. So I was like, okay, probably I put on like jamming studio or clothing line or some sort of stuff, you know. And then it ends there. And then I started to involve with clothing lines, and then I vendor these companies, local companies, local brands. So I vendor them, and then I take consignments from the sales, and then it started from there. And then after a while, I sort of realized that okay, this is not what I want to do. So I have no idea what to do actually. And then the company stopped for a while, and then 2014 I moved to Decoder Studio. The current studio right now was previously called Decoder Studio. So it was famous with like they got amps like Mesa Boogies and some other stuff. So it was quite a famous studio. And then started to work with the owner, and then funny story was a sad story lah. The brother who actually his name is Garam, we call it Garam, salty brother. So he passed away on my lap one day in 2015. So basically that happened in like sorry. Thank you. So it was a sort of like a breaking point for me, and then I sort of lost for months after that, because okay, I have never run a jamming studio before, so it was like a challenge for me. And because the owner of the studio asked me if, oh, you're the next manager for the studio, because I was like, okay, so what do I do now? You know, I was left with these bills and documents and company profiles that I had no idea what to do with. So he taught me a lot of how to manage a business. So I think that was about that's how it started. And then after that I bought the studio from him, because he offered to, because he saw my enthusiasm, I think. So yeah. So
technically the studio in Shah Alam right now, that is the studio. I see. Okay. That's okay. Good to know. I mean,
it was a long story actually, but it's like 4 years time story. So it's like
actually, I just found that out. That so I never knew that was the studio.
That was it.
Okay, that's cool. I thought you you buy new lot different.
I wish, because from 2011 and 2000 until 2013, actually, wanted to I wanted to have a studio on my own for my band, you know. So, but of course you can't afford it because you're still studying and like a lot of things to pay, a lot of things to spend on. So, and I just started working, and then I had no idea how to apply for loans and stuff. So I was, it was lucky for me in a way that the journey actually led me after the death of my beloved friends, and then after that it led me to, you know, owning the studio, and not just working at the studio at the end.
Okay. That's a very interesting story, bro.
Thanks.
Very, very interesting. Because, as we all know, like starting our own company is like it's not very easy, right? So because from as we all know, from time to time we do hear like these people started their own company, and then from there they already like they can't wait to get the revenue in.
Yeah.
So obviously that's like step by step and everything, right?
Definitely. Yeah.
So how do you actually manage between your company and the band? Like for that time, do they like clash your schedule or anything? Like
basically my business does they do relate with each other, which is for car rental. I think it relates with some of my friends where they are musicians and they need cars for going for shows and stuff. So I help them with that, and then for high car rental, high car studio. Managing the band, and I'm not managing the band for you guys info lah. But most of the time I was the way I did it was, since I was drummer for Black and Blues, and I'm a singer for Classmates.
Right.
So it's easier for me now because I can practice both in my own studio without any cost. So I don't think it's that hard now because. If we have anything to use for our shows and stuff, we already have it, so we can just bring our stuff in. So, like music videos that we did last time, for Black and Blues and Classmates as well. We use most of the equipment from the studio, so I don't have to rent from other people. So it makes the band
save more costs,
and easier for them to rehearse as well, and then for us to rehearse as well. So yeah, it's not that hard for me because I'm in this underground industry, and then I've been in the mainstream industry for a while, I think, but not really that famous. It was just there, but so most of my customers is like my friends from UiTM back then.
Okay, that's cool. It's very, very interesting that how you manage to handle a lot of stuff. It's like your band and everything, and of course you need a very, very like to be success in life, right? You have to like have like high motivation or very high determination to actually success in life and everything. So what is your goal here actually?
Wow. Okay. Huge.
I mean, like with your band or your company, I mean, like
I think we have the same birthday, right? 6th of July.
Yeah, so we share the same birthday, if you must know.
Yeah. So I think the things about being us is I think we are so selfless.
Right.
So selfless. We took care of other people first. So being a businessman and at the same time being musician, entrepreneur, and it's always about other people. So for me, I want for High Castle Studio, I want people to have like musicians, my musician friends, for them to have like a nice place and available for them like anytime. So we open the studio for 24 hours a day.
Right.
So they can book anytime they want, no matter what time it is. So for them to practice their craft. So that's about helping them, not helping me. I just provide the space, and then I would try to advertise it to inform them,
Right.
to get the information about our studio is available for them anytime. So that's one of the goals for High Castle. It's not
Okay.
always about the studio.
Yeah.
If we buy anything for the studio, like new amps or anything,
Right.
so that's for them, not for us. So, and then for the biggest goal is to when you do business, I think the myth that always get into people's head is to get rich fast.
Yeah.
So that's a false hope, man. It's like, that's a false hope, because for me, it's not about the entrepreneur itself. These entrepreneurs are creating something to help people. You know, like for example, if I'm creating this job scope, so people work for me, work for the company.
Right.
So you provide like salary for them, so they can have that salary for their family. So that's the actual goal for me. So to create more jobs,
Job opportunity for this kind of people.
for these people. So
I see.
that's the biggest goal.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Like, and like I myself also work with a few people before this. I've seen a lot of different type of bosses, right? The type of boss who is very, very nice, who is like very encouraging their staff, who actually treats their staff like a team, like a teammates. You know, I've been there. Like, I remember I used to work in this ice cream shop, and the manager of that branch was very, very awesome. Because she actually encouraged us to work as a team. You know, for that time she will be there and help us out. And also I've been working with someone as well who is such a pain in the ass, who only knows how to blame people. Right. So and also we also know some like who people, you know, certain people who like have their own company and all they care is about revenue, so money. They like can't wait to get that richness, right? So what's the difference actually between these people, this kind of people?
Bosses, most bosses, I mean, you guys need to stop slavering these people, you know. So if you give them money like salary and stuff, it doesn't mean that you have the power to do whatever you want. These employees still have families and shit. So they have family to take care of, you know. Like it's our responsibilities to provide for them at the same time, to guide them. So being a CEO is not always about, oh, I'm gonna be the famous one, I'm gonna be the one who start the company, I'm gonna be the one on TV doing this kind of interview. But the things that people don't know is behind the scene was someone, those people who actually runs the company, and like it's not just the CEO. It's like teamwork, like you said. For me, most of, I don't want to be racist, but most of Malay's bosses, they do enslave their employees. Like they would be mad as fuck when the employees can't achieve things, you know. They, oh my god, you know, being I was employed as well. But I can tell the difference between like different bosses. You know? Like I was working with this one company that the boss is like really punch you in the face every time when you don't you don't achieve the goals. But I think bosses need to stop doing that, because you have to realize when you hire them, you have the power to change them, but not in a way that, you know, like very harsh way. But sometimes you need that harsh.
Yes.
You know, because
it's like, you know, sometimes you cannot be too soft and you cannot be too ruthless with them.
I think I had that experience before where I've been too soft with my employee, where they don't do any shit at all, and then like that was a tough time. And then I think one of my friends, I think your friend as well, Arman said, his father mentioned about don't ever fire your employee because it's not good for you to
cut people source.
Potong rezeki orang, for example. So it's like you don't want to fire them, but they're not doing anything.
Exactly.
And you're stuck in that dilemma of, do I fire this guy or do I hire someone else or how? You know, so it's quite a struggle, but that's a challenge for bosses. Right?
It's actually from what I understand, it's actually go both way lah. You know, you know, for people out there, right, bosses, either you the boss or you the employee, it goes both way. You know, if the boss being nice to you, don't take advantage.
And about employees as well.
So then it goes both way. You know when people say like, it takes two hands to clap. You know, so for bosses, you can be tough on your employee, but for the good of them. And for the employee, if your boss being nice to you, don't take advantage. Right. So you know, in the bahasa kasarnya, jangan pijak kepala lah.
In a way, my advice to employees, stop waiting for your boss to tell you to do things. I mean, stop waiting for them to ask you to do things. You should know what to do.
Because
you should know. You should figure out what you should do before your boss figure things out. That's the reason why they hired you. You know. So
because when you sign an agreement to work there, technically you already understand the job scope.
For example, you do marketing, right? And then you have a degree of marketing or PhD or what the fuck you have, but at the end of the day, you ask your boss, what do I do? Fuck you, ask me what I do. What do you do? I mean, when you should know what you should do. I mean, that's your job scope. That's the reason why you've been hired.
There's it happens a lot of time, you know, when I have degree, I have diploma, this and that, but in the end they cannot do the work.
Exactly.
It's like for them that diploma is just like, it's enough already for me to actually get a job.
Funny thing was, I work with this company, I don't want to say the name, because funny thing was, my team, my digital marketing team was most of them was from they got like master degree of whatever they're doing, but I was the one who led them to led the team because I sort of like I kind of know the strategy, but I didn't learn anything about business. I did learn by myself, but I didn't go for a study, you know. But most of the time they know what to do, but they don't do what they're supposed to do. That's quite unbelievable. Actually.
It's like
they don't need.
By the end of the day, like your degree or your masters and all, but if you don't know,
I'm not trying to tell
we're not
you
saying
guys
that having degree or diploma is bad. It's not. We're speaking based on our experience. You know, we based on our experience, the type of people that we came across. You know, it's good that you have master degree, diploma, the PhD. It's good, you know, because it's your achievement. But what we're saying here is based on our experience, the type of people that we met, the type of people that we met, the type of we work with or for, right? So, actually, and some people also like, it's like if you, just like in this industry, you know, like creative industry, I've known a few people who have degree, who have diploma and everything, right? But by the end of the day, they play by the book. So, and then there's me, you know, like I'm not trying to pat myself in the back, but I hate to go by the book. You know, if back then when I used to be to do internship, right? I never say I don't know. All I did was like I try to find a way.
Yeah, yeah.
I see what I can
I'll find
do.
out.
I'll see what I can
Yeah.
do. Right, but if I really stuck, only then I'll ask the seniors to do. Right, it's all about asking people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
So, and also like, yeah, employees do not be afraid to ask questions, and and bosses don't be too tough on them, because they want to learn.
Yeah, of
Help them out.
I think most of the time, when you're an employee, you're sort of afraid to talk to your boss.
Uh-huh.
Most of the time, when I was working with anyone, I would be, no matter what position I was in, I would go for the boss.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to be I don't want to deal with this middle guy. Sometimes it's a middle guy, like a supervisor, like you have to talk to them first,
Yes,
then they will talk to the boss.
Yeah, right.
That's fucking bullshit, man. It's like, I don't want that in my company.
Uh-huh.
Because if anyone, even the janitor, if you have problems with like cleaning shit, come to me and ask me, instead of going for a middle guy, and then tell me about it. Sometimes they made up stories. The middle guy only made up stories.
Yeah,
So it's gonna ruin your business.
Yeah, it's like I think it's one of the reason why a lot of business tend to fail.
Yeah, I think the relationship between you and your employees is very important, because you sort of you need to know what they need instead of what you need. I mean, but telling them that this is what you have, and then what can you do about it? So that's the thing that I think you have to be grateful. You have to teach your employees to be grateful of this job that you have. In anything you have. So I think later on they will motivate themselves. You can't motivate people and say I can't tell you shit, and then you just follow what I say.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's their decision, it's your decision, it's my decision. So what triggers them to do the things that they want to do? It's most of my, because I think for a fact that handling jamming studio is boring, because you just stay there and then like wait for but what can they do? You have to figure out. I mean, bosses, you need to figure out what they should do every day. So just don't depend on them to figure out things. But employees at the same time, just don't depend on your boss to do everything. So everyone needs to work hard on that part. Yeah,
that's very, very good good advice there, bro. And also, like, how long is it? How long already the name High Castle has been? How long?
High Castle, I registered it since 2012. Now it's, I think, 6 years. 6 years, right? Yeah. 6 years. But we started the studio since 2017, last year. So now I think it's almost we're going to second year.
Okay, that's cool. So yeah, I mean, even though it's just been 2 or 3 years and all right, even within 1 year, a lot of things can happen. Right. So within so far, like, what is the biggest downfall that the reason why I always ask the biggest downfall, because from the downfall is where people change. People start to, like, either they get stronger or weaker. So what is your biggest downfall?
So basically, I think I think most of my biggest downfall was relatable to my previous relationship. So I think when you're doing like a lot of things like business, I have two businesses and 2 bands at the same time, and then you have to be creative all the time, and then you have to be active all the time, because you need to figure out what to do next, and then there's a lot of things in your head. Even though sometimes people see me like smiling. I think one of my friends saw me last time in JB. He was saying that, let's say, dude, you're always smiling. I was like, really? I'm always smiling, you know. So they don't see
the
behind the scene
behind the scene
of the struggles. But what was the question again? Oh, the downfall.
The downfall.
Okay. So basically, you need to know. I think relationship is my biggest struggle because you need for being such a busy guy. I think having a very understanding partner is very important because at the time when I started High Castle Studio back I think last year, it was a very tough time because I had a emotional breakdown because of that, you know, because she was not really understanding because I was busy doing this and then I had no time for her and stuff, and then we you know like I need to meet these kind of people, you know, sometimes girls and stuff. So if they can't understand that kind of, you know, that kind of relationship, that kind of work, I don't think it's gonna be helpful. That was the time that I think my bandmates also realized that I was not in my right mind. So they realized that, and then they didn't say anything about it because it was very personal. And then at one point I left that relationship, and then I started to be myself again. You know, that freedom of being yourself. And then of course, I think being with the right partner is the most important thing. My biggest downfall is always been relationship. It's not actually. I don't care much about financial. I can find a way. You know, I can always find a way. But the biggest downfall is always relationship.
Because
don't pick a wrong. Stay single. Until you meet the right one.
True. Especially when you have like big plans for your future and all, you know. It's like true. You know how people sometimes say like, oh, you need to separate personal and professional life. But sometimes when you have this kind of partner, it can still affect your professional life.
Yeah, exactly. Because because sometimes they just don't get it. Because being an entrepreneur, you don't have 9 to 5. You have 24 hours a day. You have to use your 24 hours a day. Sometimes because now I'm working with like social media, and then I have to look at more content on Facebook, more content on Instagram, all social media platforms, because I need to know what to promote, how to promote, and what kind of videos that I should do, what kind of content I should put out. So that's a lot of work. It's not just 20. It's not 9 to 5. It's 24 hours.
It's not. It's so like for those who like thinking like, oh, I want to start my own company so I can relax, that's just fairy tale, man. That's just fairy tale, because before you can even get that, there's a lot of shit to go through.
Employees come to work at 9 to 5, but later on the boss is still like meeting some other people and still working at home and thinking about what do I tell my employees tomorrow to what to do, you know?
It's like you know, the said how many you earn, how many you lost, bills and all that. It's all you. Your employee is just there to like you know, back you up a little bit. So and so on top of all that, you know, before we wrap things up, a quick advice or a quick word for, because I believe out there somewhere there is people who struggling to start up their own business and everything, you know. So any words or advice for them to, you know, how can they survive, or so that they won't give up?
I'll give two business advice, which is first one is never look at business as a thing that you want to do to be rich, because that's such a lie. And then it's not that you're not gonna be rich. It's just you differentiate happiness and wealth, because most people have wealth but they're not happy. So look for happiness instead, because why business and happiness they do so well together, because in business you can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do. And it's not something that if you work for somebody you have to do whatever they want to do.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
but if you have your own business, you just do whatever you want to do. Now it's easier because you have social media all over the place. So and then number 2, I think for my Islamic friends, Malay friends, who thought that people who actually doing business is because they want to be rich. Actually, I want to advise you guys. You kind of have to be rich because, in a way, first of all, as a Muslim, you need to get out of debt.
Yep.
So when you do business, when you're rich, you have no debts.
Yep.
And then the next thing, you can help people with your money.
Yeah.
That's another thing that required by our religion. And then after that, you know, there's a lot of people you can help when you're rich.
Yeah.
But when you don't have anything at all, you can't help people. But first you have to help yourself.
Yeah.
You can't just you know, some people macam diorang ni kaya sebab duniawi lah, semua lah. If they do, fuck them.
Yeah.
But me myself, I'm not doing any business because of that. That's why I stay like lay low with my you know, I don't show anything, you know, like if we have a new car or whatever, I'm never show them on social media because I don't want people to see the business thing is for that. I want people to see that in a way you being rich is to be able to help other people as well. So
So long story short, keep humble. You know, just stay humble.
Stay humble.
Easy, man. I mean, being humble is easy. You know?
Don't make it a trend.
Yeah.
Don't make it a trend, please.
I mean,
being
I
humble
know,
is not a trend at all.
yeah, being humble is not a trend.
It's from here.
Exactly.
You know?
You know, it doesn't matter you're rich, you're poor, you're smart, dumb, whatever you are.
Yeah.
Stay humble.
Yeah.
Because even one of the key to happiness for myself actually, that is one of the key of happiness. Stay humble.
Yeah.
You know, because by staying humble, people won't just like, you know, people don't see you like say, oh, he got nothing else, he got nothing to show, so why do we bother him?
I think if I have things, I won't show. You know, like I'll keep it to myself because I bought it for me.
Because it's for yourself,
not for you guys.
Exactly.
You know, like, you know,
it's for your own personal pleasure.
Yeah, my personal. I think people ask me all the time, like, what do I want if I got rich, right? But I think I bought a lot of drums. That's all.
like for me,
that's my happiness. I won't buy cars.
You-
I just enough with, I think, one car. My wife loves cars, so it's like so my wife,
even
my future wife, you know. So
getting there. Congrats, bro. By the way,
Yeah,
that you're gonna get married soon.
Thank you.
man.
Yeah, next year,
Yeah.
of course.
So actually people they ask me that what would I do if I have a lot of money? Two simple things: travel, food. Cause I like food, man. I like to eat. You know,
Exactly.
so easy.
Look at those nipples there. Yeah,
No,
those
man.
nipples very intimidating.
Okay, bro. Let's keep that out of the.
Okay, alright, that's right. Sorry.
So that's about it. Anyways,
nipples.
thank you for joining me for this episode.
Not a problem.
Right,
It's a
that's a
pleasure.
very good advice. Guys, if you want to check out High Castle Studio, High Car Rental, the Classmate band, Black and Blues, you can check them out. I'll just leave their link to their social medias down below. If you like this video, just you know what to do, right? You know we all know what to do. So till next week, bye bye.
Get the fuck out of here.